Good morning, YouTube.
You were hoping to catch me dancing then like an idiot, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just going to bring you on your own. I was thinking about it. How you doing?
I'm good. Bit of a rush this morning. I said 9:30, 9 o'clock. I get the alert. I'm like, no, not even home. I'm not even home. I was like that to all my fans at school. I gotta go. No.
Quick, I gotta go. Something more important's come up.
Oh yeah, dropping the kid off at school. Not important. Royal breakfast show. What's up here?
That's what we like.
How are you? You had a good week?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. It's been very busy behind the scenes. A few people have reached out about some various different things, but it is very busy. It's all go. Obviously, if you haven't heard already, we have got a special guest, very special guest from overseas, coming to the B2U BC on Saturday, the 27th of May. So that's just completely blown my mind, because I think it's very important that we try to get people over the pond to here, to show them our passion, to show them our love for the hobby. So I'm super excited for that. All will be revealed very shortly, in the next week. I want to say week. Who it is? Weekish, yeah. So looking forward to letting people know about that. So yeah, it's been really busy, Mac, behind the scenes over here.
Good.
Yeah, all the females are starting to go into their cycle, prelay sheds and ovulations and all that sort of good. So yeah, it's nice. All go, mate. It's all go.
Nice. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
I scanned my last two females this weekend, and both were gravid.
Wicked, awesome. So, that's what we like. 100% success rate.
Yeah. So it's been good. It's been good indeed. Should we say some good mornings?
Yeah. Go on, I'll let you do the honours.
Talk about putting the pressure on. I can't take the early bird comment.
You can't take the early bird, no.
It goes to Chris Dunn. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Ian, Dan at Devlin, Pythons, Luke Randall, Phil from Observo. Good morning, gentlemen. Mike's Morphs, Mrs. Mac in the house. Ryan Arlo, Pythons. Good morning, early birds from the Gaffer. Cara Dalziel, good morning, Sunnyside Serpents. The one and only MJ Designs. Steve Walker, Python Junkie, Ewan McDonald. Good morning, all. Pete Frost, Alex Westwood, Sam and Molly Exotics, Nugene Balls, Phil Lawrence, good morning. Brian Robbo, good morning. Phil, the hat isn't getting brighter. It's just a new one for a shameless plug for Max merch. But yes, it is definitely bright, isn't it? Definitely bright. Aspiring Ball Pythons, Daniel, good morning. How are we all? Let us know how you all are in the chat, please. What's happening, Andy? Good morning, Andy. How are we, pal? Nice to see you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on another Wednesday, the Royal Breakfast Show. Yeah, super excited. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen many bangers from Instagram. All I keep seeing is adverts. But, you know, that's not...
It's the same rant over and over again with Instagram, isn't it? It's just getting worse. It really is getting worse.
But I'm pretty confident that the community will counteract that once hatchling season starts, Mac, and everyone starts posting pictures of their beautiful babies. So I'm excited to see all that.
I've got to say, my banger this week isn't even my banger. It was shared by Tom Milner.
Yeah.
And instantly I seen it. I had to jump over and comment on it because it just... And again, it's a non-recessive banger. Which
is what we like. Mine is a recessive. However, it's probably the only one I've seen so far which has really sort of gone, You know, obviously everyone knows I love the Golden Eye. Kay and Chris have done another post about the Golden Eye, which that's my favourite non-recessive so far. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, everyone knows that. So
they've swapped up the photo skills there, haven't they? And like, if you haven't checked it, I know we go on about it week in, week out, but go check out Kay and Chris's latest post on the Golden Eye. Swap the photo around, and it's just nuts.
I think for me, it just shows the importance, and the reason why we go on about stuff is because for me, I love the fact that there's people all over the world, whether they be beginners, intermediates, or advanced breeders, and they're still producing stuff which doesn't have a recessive yet. So, for me, I think it's great. I love that sort of thing. And I'm pretty confident we'll see a lot of amazing bangers this season. That's for sure.
Do you know what? I've just brought it back up, and I just want to give it some love again because it's nuts. It's nuts. I know, like, this must be like the third time we've mentioned it, but look at that. It is gold. It is gold.
Yep.
And the contrast on that background. When I hear banger, I expect to come in with mash. Well done, Steve. Morning, Mick from Hybrid Morphs.
Yeah, morning, Mick. Morning, Steve. Shameless plug for Steve. I'm trying to find somewhere to put one of his stickers that he sent me. It's as you can see, it's very
It's a hollow. It's a shiny.
Hologram. Yes.
They're collectibles, they are. They're collectibles.
Yeah. They're the specials. They're the limited editions. They're the
limited editions. Limited editions.
Yeah, yeah. And there's mine. Mine's it's not a patch on Steve's, really.
Do you know what?
I love that. I love that.
I think mine's is even. Look, 25 mil. It's small, but do you know what? It's vibrant. It's bright. It stands out. It's in your face, and it's orange.
Yeah.
So we'll have it. We'll have it. But yeah,
definitely.
Holographic limited edition. Right. It is indeed, Steve. It is indeed. I can't, Steve.
Not up for swaps.
I've been having a bit of a display off with Steve.
Yeah.
So Steve is gone all out for his display for the Balls to You breeders meeting, and I've kind of gone all out as well. So we keep dropping messages to each other. Look what I've got. Look what I've got. So we've been having a display off, if that's what you want to call it. And he's just showed his ace up his sleeve with his holographic limited edition shinies. So it looks like I'm going to have to go and order some holographic limited edition shinies. And I might even put on it limited edition, Steve.
Yeah. So Mel's biased with her banger, which we haven't disclosed yet, but super excited to show that one off. Neil over at MRock. Good morning, young man. So yeah, I like the fact everyone's getting super excited for all the shows other than the IHS. Obviously, there's quite a few shows popping up now, or breeder meetings, should I say. I'm super excited for the way the UK is going regarding the show scene or the meeting scene. I do feel we need some other outlets, and I think this is definitely the way. This is the way. Definitely.
This is the way.
So I'm super excited.
It's great news for the UK, isn't it, to see that there are people over here who are wanting to push the hobby in the right direction and not give in to the pressure that the antis are bringing. So it's good.
100%.
For anyone that doesn't know, we are talking about, obviously, the Balls to You breeders meeting, which is coming up at the end of next month. We've got the SWC, which is normally in October-ish. And Marv at MJ Pythons has just released info on his reptile and amphibian conference, The Ark. So get over there and check that out as well. But UK, hopefully going forward, will have 3 stable breeders meetings, conferences that are just going to take it to the next level. Andy Barton, go on, mate.
Andy's going to organise another meetup at the shop this summer. We did one a couple of years ago, which was fantastic. Again, just there's probably about 50 people from the community, and then obviously plus Andy's customers that turned up. It was just good. Obviously, just highlights the community in general. So that was a good day, definitely.
Decent.
Really enjoyed that.
You said just had a few sneak in there. Sean Jones, LJ Noah's TV, and Dale at Castle Constrictors. Good morning, gentle boys. How are we all?
Morning. Good morning.
Excuse me.
Castle Constrictors. Yeah.
Dale,
You what, dude?
I was just going to say, Dale looks like his season's starting to swing in now. I've seen a few posts on Instagram from Dale.
Yeah.
Past all the adverts. So it's good to see. We need to catch up soon, Dale. It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely. Super excited for this season. I'm not going to lie, you know, this year in general. Super big moves, pushing forward with stuff.
Gavin,
what?
Dale asking about your hoodie. I think that's a plug.
The hoodie, the Balls to You Hulk smashed it hoodie. Yeah, limited edition. Only one of these in the world before it got taken down from the website because of copyright. Yeah, but we've got a new website for the t-shirts and the merch. We get inundated all the time with messages about t-shirts, hoodies, as you can see, Dale. We are going to try and do these hoodies in-house, let's say, because we have had loads of requests for the Hulk one, which I really like. We've definitely got that, but we have got a new website. It will be attached to the YouTube channel. If you put the drop-down description in this video, if you drop it down, you'll see a link for the merch shop. You can get everything: aprons, teddy bears, kids' clothes. It's crazy. So some designs have been just for the Lord. Yeah. For those, Max brought it up. Thanks, Mac. There you go. We have may the Balls to You be with you. If you're Star Wars geeks, a bit like me, we've got that. Obviously, we've also got the Mandalorian. This is the way. We've got By Order of Balls to You, which is the Peaky Blinder themed stuff. And there we have the Balls to You. This is the way. Again, you can change the color of the t-shirts, wherever you want them on your t-shirts, mugs, stuff like that. So there's plenty of stuff there, as you can see as well. What I like about this side, stop there, Mac. If you just scroll up, just there where you put your cursor over, you can get like to the right of the way there, that one. So if you come back off there, Mac, you can get like obviously the women hoodies, if you like, the extra long ones, which is
hoodie dress. That's what it's down as, a hoodie dress.
Hoodie dress. There you go. I know nothing. And we've got the hats as well. A few people are wearing caps and stuff. So go and check it out if you want some merch. They will do it all and send it out to you. And yeah, so really pleased with that. If you have any requests as well, please send them over to MJ Designs on Instagram. If you want any special requests regarding anything you feel we're missing. And also, I'm going to quickly give MJ a quick plug. She's getting inundated at the moment with logo designs and stuff like that. So if you are after a logo or a refresh of your logo, please get over and see MJ Designs and Logos on Instagram, or Logo and Designs. Depends which way you want to say it. I always get in trouble for saying it wrong. So get over there, have a chat with her and see what she can do for you, what you need. There we go. Shameless.
We'll never get it right, Gav. We'll always be in trouble.
Oh, mate, always be in trouble. Also, while we're on it, Viper Venom is now available from the website or your local distributor. Check it out, guys. There's little QR codes on there, so if you do order one and you run out, you can quickly scan the QR code and order yourself some more. Loving that at the minute. Absolutely loving it. So that's available from the website as well. There you go, Mac. There you go.
Got one. Always get it wrong.
Yeah. As well, guys, if you don't mind, that'd be absolutely.
Yeah, smash that like button. Have we got any news this week? I think we've got a few bits, haven't we?
We have, Matt. Do you want to start off the news?
Yeah, let me just bring up the notes. So, surprise guest, we've covered that. For anyone that is interested in the wild reptile community within the UK, the BHS AGM is happening on Sunday the 14th of May at the new community centre in Amersham. So I think that's open to everybody, as most AGMs are. It's just obviously you won't be allowed to vote on any matters arising from that. But yeah, that is happening. US ARC If you're not, if you're from the States and you're watching, go and check out the alerts. There's 9 alerts in the US at the moment for US ARC. They are Connecticut, Illinois, New Mexico, Oregon, Rhode Island, Texas, Washington, Houghton, and Suffolk County. So make sure you're over there giving US ARC all the follow and the support they need. Morph market changes. There's been a big conversation on the Discord over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So this was the conversation I wanted to get into this morning. There's a lot of changes going on over there, isn't there, Gav? You know, you're more in the know there than I am. But I imagine with all these changes that take place, it doesn't happen overnight.
No, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, obviously at Morph Market, and this is a case of breaking a few eggs to make some omelets. And what I mean by that is there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Morph Market have now started to delete people's stores if they are a problem person, if that makes sense, which is really good. So in other words, they are filtering out any complaints, any missed sales, any bad representations. They are, not just deleting willy-nilly, but they are basically, how could I say, policing.
Listening to the community's feedback.
Yeah, and policing Morph Market, which is great, which shows it's not just about the money that they get for their, for the profit for the store sort of a thing. It is based on a community feel and weeding out the good from the bad. So I really like that. I think that's a good thing in my opinion.
Of course it is.
Also, they are changing slightly. Well, not slightly, they will be changing how things look. So I've advised people on the Patreon every day, click on Morph Market, not to buy, don't go buying stuff. I'm not telling people to go crazy and start buying stuff, but just click on there, look at the new tabs, look at the new settings, familiarize yourself with the new layout because it's only going to get better. And I don't mean busier, I mean better, because there'll be other sections on there which I'm not able to say, but there are other things coming to Morph Market, which is super exciting.
You can't help yourself, can you? You can't help yourself.
I can't.
You can't. One of the things I do want to touch on about Morph Market, there is a pain at the minute, but it will be better going forward. And unfortunately for some of us, it will require a little bit more work, is they are going to be deleting. I've closed the tab, so I'm not sure on the date. But they will be deleting portrait photos. Yeah. So all your photos now need to be landscape, okay? Horizontal.
So basically, turn your phone to the side when you're taking a picture.
Yeah, it is a bit of a nuisance. I know one person, every photo they've uploaded, sales posts, breeding stock, not for sale collection, everything is in portrait. So they're having to go through and take everything. So, but
that'll be me. That'll be me as well.
As well, yeah. I think I'm not going to say none of mine are in portrait. I would imagine there are a few do control delete. Sam, I would do that, but I've actually got 3 screens open, all running different browsers for different reasons, unfortunately. So it wouldn't work that well. But yeah, so going forward, if you can, just check your portrait, your photos orientation, and then remember, like Gav said, tilt your phone. Get that portrait in. Dan's got a good question there from Devlin Pythons.
I'll bring that in. I just saw that question. Let's show that question.
Is if and when will they be hiking up the prices?
Well, do you want to answer this, Mac, or shall
I? So, for me, when I was looking at what subscriptions to get, right, I was planning on getting the middle one. I think it was like, not the basic, the next one up. So it worked out on a monthly subscription about £50 a month or $300 a year if you paid it yearly. So I was all set for that. And then they've actually introduced half the features from that subscription to the lower subscription.
So in actual fact, they're not taking the prices up. They're trying to keep the prices as low as possible and help kickstart people, I suppose, is probably the best way to say it. Yeah.
So, and that information actually came from Michael at MKR, because we've been in lots of talks about what's happening with Morph Market. Is it worth it? Isn't it worth it? The only thing is that they're a business at the end of the day, so they will try to push you towards a subscription, as does Netflix, Prime, as the delivery, you name it. Here in the UK, everything wants you to spend money with them. So there are benefits which massively outweigh. The one thing I will say is that a yearly subscription, do you know what? Let's get it open and have a bit of a dive.
Put it open, I'll just chat a bit about that. So for me, what I like about the Morph Market side of the subscription, the yearly versus the monthly is completely different. So, like, I'm not saying it's half price, but if you pay monthly, it's going to cost you almost double than it would be just to pay it out yearly. So if anyone can afford to pay it for the year, look at the yearly price versus the monthly price. And once you sell an animal, you know, whatever, just put that money into your Morph Market store, because it will benefit you. And we were talking the other night on the Patreon Live or Discord Live, and for someone like me having the upper tier, if I want to link a video of that baby from my YouTube channel, I can on the upper tier because I can put the link. Now, what does that mean if you haven't got a YouTube channel? It's easy. So if you haven't got a YouTube channel, you can actually set up a YouTube channel, and it hasn't got to be public. But what you can do is you can set it so it's private, and you can send that link onto your Morph Market if you have the upper tier one. And, you know, when people come on and they say, you know, have you got any more pictures? Can you send me a video? It's already got a video uploaded. So you can do a little video and show this is the mom, this is the dad, this is the clutch, and these are the babies individual. Do one video which shows the babies individual, which then you can link to your Morph Market sale post for that particular baby. So again, it's not live, it's just private, and the only people you share that link with is the only people that can see that video. Obviously, if they're interested in that snake, then they can see that. So just a little bit of something there.
I've got the pricing options here. I've got them
Shall I pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up. So before the changes within Morph Market, the size. So sorry, we're looking at this middle one here, the basic. Before the changes, the majority of this was all on this standard package.
Yeah.
You know, so it's only recently that everything's come over. Now, the good thing with the basic package is that you become front and center. So, and what I mean by that is when you are on the stores, United Kingdom, this is randomized every time. There's no, if you have a purchase store from them, this is randomized every time you open it. So now you are standing out against those that don't have a store. So for me,
and also, Matt, sorry, look, just put the little bit about the search side of things.
Yes. So if you're now no longer a store, you can't search for someone. So I was looking for an animal last night, and I don't think they are a hello to all you crazy rich people. What is it? What are they saying?
With Royals.
With Royals. Lager, how are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, so if you're not a store anymore, you can't search for someone. So I was looking for a black pastel het pied last night. Sorry, black pastel double het pied hypo. And I actually had to go search for the specific animal rather than the store, because you are no longer you can no longer find my store in the store sections because I don't have a subscription. Yes, Tom, that's exactly what I was trying to say. So but that doesn't stop people searching for your animals.
Yeah, so basically you can search for the animals and you will find Tom at TBR Reptiles. You will find his animal if you're looking for that particular animal. Yeah, it'll show up in your search bar, but you can't see store. So if you go onto the store page, like what Max said, what he's just showed us, TBR won't be on there because at the moment, obviously, Tom hasn't got a store. So it's one of them. So I'm going to give you a bit of insight that we talk about on the Leveling Up series on the Patreon stuff. So what I try and educate you guys to do is when you're looking through that store there, through that store page, if your logo stands out, I'll go back to the top for us, Matt, please. You at the top, yeah. So before that, we had UB, which is Ultimate Bulls.
Sorry, it's right on the first page.
On the first page, sorry, yeah. So there you go. So if you look at Glenn over in Ireland at Ultimate Bulls, you can see his logo stands out. My advice to you guys will be to when you've got your logos and you're looking at that, you want to be able to make sure that your logos stand out. So when people are looking through your store or through the store page, your logo pops and stands out. Boom, you're straight away in. So it draws people in. So that's something that I try to help people with, is the marketing side of things, which will in turn obviously help with sales in the long term. So everything is, there's a reason behind everything, and like I said, you can still search. Let's say if Tom's got an ultra male clown, and I put in the search bar ultra male clowns, obviously Tom's post, his for sale post, will pop up on there, but so will everyone else's. So the idea is to try and be different from everyone else.
I think what we've got to keep in mind as well is that, like, obviously we can't tell you to go out and get a store if you don't want to, and it's not necessarily something you need within the hobby either. In the States, it's a little bit different. You know, there's people acting as businesses over there, but in the UK, it is a hobby. The only thing that I feel is that if we're selling snakes, or we're moving on our surplus stock, the surplus animals from our own personal breeding plans, to help move those animals on, do you not want the best chances possible? And then when a subscription's costing you $11 a month or $130 a year annually, you know, a half decent combo covers that. Yeah. And that's how I've looked at it personally. Those that I've spoke to have looked at it personally. Again, it's not something you need in the hobby. You know, there are many people that don't have it and do just as well. But to try and get the edge over the next person who may not necessarily have that. But also remember as well, your animals speak for themselves. You know, so if you have got a quality animal, people will want it as well. You know, I don't want to feel like we're pushing morph market here. That's far from what we're doing. I'm just trying to give you guys a unbiased opinion. You know, hopefully that all makes sense. If you've got any questions, ask away.
Yeah, again, you don't have to have a store, but you know, from the people. Sorry, my dog's brought his best mate in, Woody. If you've got a store, we did a couple of the Patrons. We did a little test run thing, and it was evident because they had a store that their sales happened quicker and more frequent. So take from that what you will, but my advice would be definitely get yourself a subscription for the year and see for yourself. If it doesn't work, then you can always cancel the subscription and go back to normal. But from what we did with a couple of the guys on the Patreon, and we changed some stuff, advised them how to do things, having that storefront made a difference.
Also want to say, for anyone that isn't following Ultimate Bulls, Putty Lane Pythons, or Roller Coaster Royals, go check them out. All Patreons on the first 3 lines right there.
Boom. So, Logan said, Dan, store prices will increase for the upper levels. I think there was a podcast where the new Morph Market boss expressed that. Interesting. We'll look at that.
Do you know who the podcast was with, Lorga? We can add that to our repertoire of information.
Sure. I can't remember who it was now. I did see something on YouTube with that.
Lorga, I do not disagree with paying for a virtual store on Morph Market. The alternative is for each of us to open a commercial reptile store, and we all know how much it costs: rent, electricity, employees, etc. Lorga, I'm not sure where you're based in the world. I apologise for that. In the UK, it is a little bit different here when it comes to moving on animals. So the UK, this is definitely looked at as a hobby. We're not allowed to sell animals as pets, and we're only allowed to sell surplus animals from our own breeding programs to other like-minded individuals and breeders. It's really different over here in the UK. We've got some silly law. Well, I say silly, that they're there for the animals' protection, which is fair enough. I mean, Moscow, the capital of the enemy. Where's the ban? Where's the ban button? Where's the ban button?
Just jump in. This is my dog's best friend, Woody. This is what he's going crazy for. It's a piece of wood. So it's his best friend. Come on.
I'm in Moscow, capital of the enemy. Welcome, Lorga. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. And I hope that you, it's not too hard over there for you at the minute. We know it's a bit of a challenging time, to say the least. I'm from Portugal, don't worry. Good. Happy days. Tom, time to get my subscription renewed then. If you feel it's going to benefit you, Tom, 100%. If you don't think it's going to, then no. But that's...
I think what I'll say to people out there, obviously it's coming into hatchling season. And again, I say this every year or every time, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Okay? So now is probably the best time to look over your morph market, see what you need, see what will suit you, see what you're going to need, what type of animals you're going to be selling. Is it going to cover the costs, that sort of thing? And then implement that now as opposed to later. And the reason being for that is simply because I see so many people sort of shutting the gate after the horse has bolted, like stuff like incubators not being turned on in time, stuff like the egg boxes haven't been done. This is another thing that, you want to be able to hit the run button the minute you've got them established and you're happy. Boom, you can post that animal for sale. If you are using the collection side of Morph Market and the breeding side or the pairing side of Morph Market, then again, you just click a button, that animal now is for sale. So get yourself used to it and get on there and quickly, just get yourself going.
Dale, I would drop Morph Market ticket, mate.
Yeah,
you definitely should show up, buddy. Yeah, 100%. On the basic level, the first subscription, you should 100% show up. So just drop them a ticket or an email, however their support works, and just say to them, "Help! I'm not there."
Steve, new incubator has been on for the last 2 weeks, dialing the temps in to my satisfaction. #prepared. Definitely.
Good lad. K&C, we give the Golden Eye a little bit of love this morning. So, yeah, it was good. Alex Westwood, the 5 P's, planning prevents poor performance. I missed the word out there.
Yeah. I'm just looking. I've just had a message come through. Guys as well, and again, just going off the Morph Market, I've just had a message come through while we've been live on air that someone's interested and got on a waiting list, because they've got the waiting list now for a baby they're potentially for hatch. They're interested in the offspring. So already using some of the features is kind of pre-sold some of my animals before they've even hatched. So it's, again, not being biased, but at the minute I really love the direction that Morph Market's going.
100%. I am a tight Scot tight jock. I don't like spending money, and I've got a subscription. So take that as you will. Good morning, Andy from Candy Mania Reptiles, aka Reptile Loving Trucker. How are we, fella? How are we? Not for acid. Been wanting that. Not for acid.
Yeah, Kane and Chris are busting me because I haven't posted my acid pairings yet.
Are you doing acid pairings, Gav?
Yes, we've got one. She's going through a pre-lay shed. I'm making some more Black Phantom acid combos with yellow belly.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, yeah, super excited for that one.
James Fitzpatrick. I hope everyone is okay. Put our incubator on the day our het DG girl ovulated, 14th of April. Can't wait to see what that clutch brings. Paired to a lesson Harvey. Postal, Postfire, Postspider, Posthet DG. Nice. Fingers crossed. The odd gods are on your side and you can prove out some of them genes. Mega. Kevin, good morning from Sugar Skull Serpents. Good morning. How are we?
Bangers?
Yes. Should we have a flash of bangers? We've got a bangers flash. The Royal Breakfast Show bangers.
I've not uploaded any music at the moment, but I have got a particular tune in mind for that. Nice.
So, let's do yours first, shall we?
I'll do mine.
We all love some orange snakes. There's a very orange theme going on this morning, and it's just it's coincidence. I promise you. I promise you it is. Reptiles for Century. Finally got some decent pictures of this female. Fire Cyphers, spot nose, banana clown.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I know it's a recessive and it's clown, and we try and do as many non-clown combos because there's quite a few out there, but you know, I really do like the way that looks. I mean, there's purples, there's yellows, there's oranges, you know, there's all those color pattern color palettes in one snake. I think it's just great.
It's beautiful, and it's also right up Mrs. Mack's streets. Yes, you are. I don't know what you're saying. Yes, you are for Mrs. Mack. I'll take it, but it's that is nice. I do like that, and it's amazing that banana, for as long as it's been around, and the negativity that it's had in the past, that it produces stuff like that. How can you hate on that?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, we say MJ or Mal's Morphs, otherwise known as MJ Design and Logos or Logo and Designs. She has a nice banana combo to show off very soon. So, yeah, still love banana and Coral Glow. Still love it.
It's banana is at the forefront of Mrs. Mack's plans. She is mad from it, so she is. No one can deny it's awesome. Alex, they can't, can they? It is just nuts. It is just nuts. Yeah. In fact, both bangers this week are bananas.
Yeah.
And none are UK produced, unfortunately. But I want to introduce Balls and Strikes Banana Calico Super Enches. Look at them. Not a single recessive in sight. And they are popping. A tight Scott. Thanks. So Balls and Strikes is from the States, and this photo got shared on the Discord towards the end of last week or over the weekend. Banana splits indeed, and I had to jump straight over and come and comment because they are nuts. They remind me of the banana calicos that Chris at CBR produced.
Yeah.
And the super entry in that is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Fantastic.
The minute, hopefully, the entry controls the spotting. Oh my God, they are very nice. Blackhead with that. That's Kane Chris. Yeah, they are beautiful. You know, hopefully the calico and the two doses of entry will control that black spotting that the bananas get. Now, I like the black spotting. I think it's really nice. I think, you know, that's part of the animal. However, if that can sort of hide that, although there does look a couple here.
Yeah, I'm getting in. Sorry, just to interrupt. I'm getting in trouble because I keep saying MJ designs and logos instead of logo and designs. However, I'm not going to take the rap for that because if you look at her name, it says MJ Designs. So yes,
It does say MJ Designs. You are right, Gavin.
I know I get it wrong, but I'm trying, and that's what us men do. We try. We will always try to do things right.
Calico is still very underrated. I feel Calico and Sugar, without a doubt, they are. You picked up the Ultramel, didn't you, Gav, from Bryn's Balls?
Yeah,
and that was just
NG
nuts.
Sugar Ultramel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some stuff. Hopefully, we can have some white cider, which is my line of Calico. I believe it is a Calico gene. It's just doing some weird stuff. There could be another gene in there. I don't know, but anyway. So we're doing some Ultramel white ciders with that. So yeah, so I think there's still lots to be done with the Calico and Sugar, and I really hope we can somehow find the gene that brings out the whites of the Calico and Sugar in other recessives like Clown. Obviously, if you put a color mutation over top, Hypo, Ultramel, Monarch, that sort of stuff, it really brings them out. So I'm hoping that we can do something there.
Sam, we'll come back to you in a second. Let's just stick on snakes. I will open up another Morph Market tab and show you how to do that. The white side we got from Gavin is absolutely crazy. The white is just spreading. Beautiful. Nikki Coates, do you consider Calico to be another line of Sugar?
So Calico and Sugar are different, in my opinion, because if you look at Sugar, it's a very soft white virtual pink. Okay, so with Sugar, if you look at it, it sort of blends from like a white into a pinky color. Okay, Calico is very it's got like it's white, but then you've got like speckles of dark thrown over the top. So for me, I see it as two different genes. They do very similar things, but two different genes. Also, with Calico, I find it can be you've got to get a good line of Calico for a high white. Sugar tends to be a bit more high white or reliable for high white, but I also believe it depends on the mutation you're using. So, for example, if I showed you a Calico and a Sugar, the Calico would be a bit more softer in its white appearance than the Calico. Now, I do know people have got, well, my Calico looks like this and my Sugar looks like that. They may have been missold, as one could have been really a Sugar and it's been sold as a Calico, or vice versa. The other thing is what gene emphasizes the whites. So if you put pastel on top of Calico, it brings out the whites more. If you put pastel on top of Sugar, it brings more definition on the whites. So finding the right genes to enhance the whites is important to add on top of that. So I think it's important to work with what you want to work with. However, if you're going to go out and buy Sugar or buy Calico, buy the best examples, guys.
Beautiful. Dale says this isn't Spider. Lol. Sorry, Dale. I've kind of lost where that conversation was. Do you mean that it's Calico, not in Spider? I'm not sure. Sorry. Alex is loving the randomness of the patterns of. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Just to answer Peter. Yeah, good morning, Peter. Yeah, this is where I get confused. So Peter messaged me the other day about some stuff about a spot nose wobble, and there was a bit of a massive debate or something going on Facebook, which is the usual drama. A lot of people who think they know it all. Guys, I can tell you the wobble I've had in pastels in the past or in normals. It isn't actually a neurological issue. It's a problem within the ear canal of the snake. And there is Chris from CBR sent me a link for a very interesting article which they wrote and did some research at a university regarding the spider wobble. And they actually found out that it was actually due to the ear canals, which was, I believe, short or smaller, which was causing the so-called wobble. It's a bit like us, when we have an ear infection and we lose our balance. It's like that. So it's very interesting that those Facebook warriors, people who think they know all the answers, actually don't know the answers. So the wobble isn't down to a neurological issue; it's down to an ear canal issue. I just thought I'd share that.
Nice.
Now, obviously, sorry, just interjecting there. Obviously, spiders have more neurological issues, maybe than a pastel. Yeah, obviously. But that just means the way their skull is developed and everything is developed internally, which is why you probably see more spiders with a wobble or a neurological issue than you will with everything else. So every day is a school day, guys. I learned a lot from reading that article. I'll try and find it and post it on the Patreon on a Patreon post. It's a very interesting read for sure. Definitely worth expanding your knowledge on how these mutations work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mel. No, yeah. Alex is loving the randomness of the pattern on the banana calico super inches. It is nuts, without a doubt. Mel's fixed it, Gav. You've got no argument.
Yeah, I haven't now, but
No.
I did before. So
No.
MJ logo and designs.
Do you know what, right? Why do women do this? Bit of a rant here, and I'm feeling brave because she's at work. So I commented on somebody's logo the other day and said how nice and clean and professional it looks, right? And it was actually one of Mel's designs. It was Ryan RT Pythons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think this is probably one of the best logos out there, right? It looks absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter what I put this logo on. I've done a bit of stuff for Ryan. It looks the dogs, right? So I said, it's one of the best. Straight away, why? What's wrong with mine?
Yeah.
Why? So, but yeah, they do it, don't they? They just want to make sure there's no argument. Sorry, ran over. I'm going to be in trouble and get levied when I should get home.
Yeah, that's not.
Yes, not neurological. I also read that article. I was sugar spot now, ultra male, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Here's hoping K. Thank you. I felt they were different, but I've seen it debated. I have a beautiful pastel sugar that I'm hoping to breed this fall. Beautifuls. Team Mellow.
Again, it's like, here's the thing. There's some people out there who are selling tricks, and I believe they're actually hurricanes, because I've got a trick and I've got hurricanes, and trick and hurricane are different. Are they compatible? I don't know. I haven't done the pairing, but I can tell you from the animals I have, my tricks look different to my hurricanes. Okay. Now, have people brought hurricanes as tricks, or people misid'd stuff? Possibly. It happens. So, butter, less, that sort of thing. The only two genes I think that are the same is coral glow and banana. The only reason why I keep them separate is due to respect for the breeders. Will Slough and obviously Freedom Breeder and Nerd, who brought in the coral glow. And obviously Will Slough brought in the banana. I've got coral glows. Some people say coral glows are more orange. Some people say bananas are more yellow. I've produced both, and I see an equal argument for them both. Lesser and butter are different. Butter's more of a brown color. Lesser's more of a yellowing color, like a yellowy green. And again, those animals can be missold. So when you're selling something because you've been sold it as a sugar, is it really a sugar? There is a difference. Like I said, a sugar has more of a softer, from white going into like a pinky color. The whites are smoothed out of the sides, where a calico is more blitz of white. Those are the two differences I see.
Nice. Boards Exotic Reptiles, good morning. I'm missing a load of comments out here because it's all team ladies all the way. For anyone who's not on the Patreon, or anyone that is on the Patreon, and you may or may not know, there is actually a dedicated channel for ladies of Ball to You, and they all team up. And then I introduce new people, I get earache, and I'm gone. But for anyone who is on there, who wants to get involved, jump on. And all these beautiful ladies will hold you as part of the team. So they will. Was just about to compliment your table until you said, why do women do this?
Yeah,
I was trying to educate myself. That's what it was.
Yeah, education.
This is why we can't have nice things, Mac. I know, Dale. Alex, you're a brave man, Mac. I know.
Yeah.
MJ, you want to hear? Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on. No,
I'm just running down the comments. You want to hear the conversations when I'm designing logos? Gav pulls that face, and it's all downhill from there. Behave. Remember, I do come home. Yes, I know. I'm feeling brave because I've got like a good 6 hours before you're home.
To forget. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Lesser and butter. Phil Lawrence, really tempted.
Yeah, lesser and butter, as I've just said. I feel butter's got a bit more of a brown tinge to it. Not a negative brown, just a nice woody brown. And lesser is more of a yellowy green in colour. Again, animals can be mis-ID'd or sold. Like you'll see some people who get out the hobby and they've brought it as a lesser, and when they go to get out the hobby, maybe they just forget or they haven't labelled it correctly and they put down, oh, I think it's a butter. So then obviously you're buying it as a butter, then you're selling the offspring as a butter, but really it could have been a lesser. I had a couple of new guys, Lisa and James, Mountain Morphs, reach out to me about a particular animal that they brought from a breeder who's been going years, and it was mis-ID'd. It was meant to be an Enchi Exantic, and it wasn't. It was something like a spot nose or a hidden gene Woma Exantic. Well, it's not hidden gene Woma, but it's got the whites coming up the side, which reminds me of a hidden gene Woma, but it's not. It's more of it's definitely a spot nose Exantic. Now, again, here's a great example. So new breeders getting into the hobby because that animal's been mis-ID'd. If they didn't correct it or I didn't point that out, then when they come to breed it and start producing from it, they're going to be selling babies which are mis-ID'd, if that makes sense. So it's a good thing sometimes if you've got to ask, it's not a problem to double check the combo that you've got. It helps. Seems like Max dogs are going mad. Bless them. Thank you guys. Really appreciate the info you share. Yeah, Nikki, always happy to try and, look, it's information. Okay, it's information. It's up to you guys what you guys do with the information. We just try to help and educate, and I try to say to people, this is what I see, and this is where I've brought the animals and done the research, and then I've started to see a few different traits. And you guys, when you start hatching your own babies, you will start to see stuff like separating a yellow belly from an ash foal. Once you start to hatch them, you start to see the difference in the animals. So yeah, always happy to help.
If you can just bring up my screen for a sec, Gav, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So just for Sam, when you're looking for projects or pairings that are about to come, they will only show up for people that have got a store. So just because you don't see something doesn't mean it's not happening. So you could ask the question in the community, on Discord, on Instagram, for anyone that's got pairings listed that may not come up on it. But if you want to look at the projects index, it's literally just under ball pythons and it's just projects there. You click on that and you'll get everything coming up. You can then hone it in depending on what you're looking for. Okay, but just remember that it may not all be there. Okay.
Yeah. Just quickly, has anyone done calico to sugar? I'm not sure if they have, and that'll be an interesting one to see what's what.
Nice. Castle Constrictors. Getting input on your collection and the animals you buy is always a positive. Ask as much as you feel you need to, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's right. It's difficult, isn't it? Especially when you're looking at photos. You need to be aware of what you're buying. Photos don't capture everything, so ask for videos, ask for more photos, ask for pictures of the parents.
Yeah.
Do your own homework.
Yeah, and just because you've got a well-established breeder and you're just getting into the hobby, and it doesn't mean that long-term established breeder has got it right. We get it wrong, I get it wrong. It happens. It's how you deal with that moving forward. If someone's brought an NG Exantic for a reason, let's say it's part of a project, you need an NG Exantic. If it turns out to be a spot nose Exantic, it's not going to be what you need. So you've got to be able to think like that.
Steve Walker, knowledge sharing is key in this hobby. I think it is now, Steve. Like, I'm relatively new into the breeding side of the hobby, but when I hear Gav or yourself or any of the other veteran breeders, I use that term very loosely. I just mean experienced breeders and keepers. There we go. And how stonewalled it used to be. It's great to see what's happening now. Like, the Patreon and the Discord has been second to none. I think without that, and not just Gavs, there are others out there as well. I'm not just trying to isolate Gav here, but I think those that are building these communities and sharing information, and it's not about being behind a paywall. It's about keeping the idiots out and keeping it policed. The good thing about our community, I feel, the Balls to You community, is it's not Gav that polices it. It's not myself that polices it. It's the whole community. They don't stand for anything, which is absolutely incredible to see. It's a good bunch of people in there. Everyone's approachable, and you can talk to anyone. And I can't imagine the hobby being any different. So how you guys managed to stick it out for so long, getting that stone wall lack of support is incredible. So well done.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. So going back to that NG Exantic situation, they sent me over the ID card of the parent, and I looked at the parents, and there was no spot nose in that pairing. But that doesn't mean that there's spot nose. There isn't spot nose in the parents, or maybe another male was put in and not marked down. Maybe the female retained sperm from the year before. So it's always, I know it's difficult sometimes to approach a well-established breeder, and depends on the breeder. Sometimes the breeder can take it funny. What do you mean? If they're going to act that way, then that obviously tells you something about them moving forward. I've brought animals and I didn't realise they had yellow belly in them, and sure enough, babies are popping out yellow belly, and I'm like, wow. Look at the animal again. Can't really see yellow belly, but yellow belly's got to be in there. So now I know those two genes together actually mask yellow belly. So it's always good to keep your opinions open. If you as a breeder, doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's always good to have your eyes open, if you know what I mean. Keep your opinion, not your opinion. What's the word, Matt, I'm looking for? Keep an open mind. Open mind. There we go. It's definitely worth thinking about. Jumping on to Ian, leopard carnivore. I've said this before. Carnivore is a line of leopard. I brought a carnivore-looking animal as a leopard. There is two lines of leopard. Should we call it carnivore and leopard? Possibly. Is that the two lines? Leopard was the animal. If you breed it with a bell complex, you'll get more of a striped animal. Okay. If you breed a carnivore type animal, which is a banded leopard, to a bell complex, you will get more of an animal which looks banded. Okay, looks wacky. And I remember Pete Call and Greg Reziani. Greg was doing a lot of work back in the day regarding leopard, because between him, Ralph, and a few other breeders, including Pete Call, they actually founded the leopard. Leopard was coming out of Pete Call's collection, because Pete Call was breeding pieds, because he was the founder of pieds, to a lot of wild caught females, and within there was a leopard female, which then started to produce some stuff. Greg then went on a few podcasts. Well, they weren't podcasts; it was more like, I think it was Reptile Radio and a few others, and went on to actually say the striped leopards were potentially het pied. Okay, and the ones that wasn't striped was actually not het pied. And I'll show you a prime example. Bear with me.
He's on a rabbit hole. He's in a rabbit hole. He's committed now. He's committed. I'll run through a few comments. Stefano Di Nicola. Hey guys, hope you're well. Bye from Italy. Love your show, especially when it happens to me to be ready live. Amazing.
So just quickly, this is a leopard lesser blackhead het clown from Steve Walker. You can see the stripe down the back. Okay, that's the striped line leopard. Okay, so what I was saying was, Greg Reziani was saying, if your leopards come out like this, then it was het pied, because they were trying to say that leopard and het pied was attached, or leopard was attached to pied. Okay, and this was early on in the days. So they were saying that this type of leopard combo would prove out to be het pied. We know this is 100% het clown. Okay, there's no het pied attached to that. So that's what he was saying. And then I'll show you another example.
K&C, I brought a female 4 years ago as an Enchi yellow belly. She turned out to be a fire Enchi yellow belly Mojave, but I can clearly see all genes and are now shared her last nice glowing like crazy. Amazing. Top notch. Sam, thanks, Max. I'll shoot your message to make sure I'm right in thinking. No worries. Alex Westward. I brought a bell as a Mojave lesser, put him to a normal, and got pastels, Mojaves, lessers, and yellow bellies. Yeah, the bells will hide everything that's under there, won't it? Nikki Coates, very keen to join Gav's Patreon. I have a few commitments in the way just now, but it won't be long, and I'll be signing up. We'll be very pleased to have you, Nikki. Make sure you get the link to the Discord. Jump in, say hello, and introduce yourself. Put a normal to check his genes and got more than I bargained for. What can you say, Alex? Absolutely banging. Since I've been forced into leaving Patrons and tighten my belt due to the cost of living crisis, I would say the hobby has become a lot harder. You don't have the same level of support without it.
So, sorry, just to quickly jump back into what I was saying. I was going to get a female out that I produced, which was from a leopard combo. I brought a leopard clown from Aussie, and I produced some leopard lesser het clowns. I've proven that the leopard clown that I got from Aussie wasn't het pied. Okay, so this is the other line, which would be considered to be a carnivore. So I can't show you because she's currently breeding at the moment. But now, if you see, she's not striped. Okay, that's a leopard lesser het clown. So there's only one gene difference. She's breeding a yellow belly redhead posset clown male.
Nice.
But my point is there. So there's, with the leopard and carnivore thing, I would consider the carnivore to be what it is, but it's a separate line of, it's a different line of leopard, if you like. Yeah. People want to call it carnivore, that's fine, not a problem, but it is a different line of leopard that I've seen. The animals that I've got, which I said, I don't call mine carnivore, I call it the banded leopard, and it gives you two different expressions. So again, when Greg Graziani was looking at why are some leopards striped like that one and some leopards not striped, he thought it was because the animals that were striped were 100% het pied. And then he found out that actually he then did some re-engineering, some breeding, some re-engineering of it, and he actually found out that he had striped leopards that was not het pied. So that proved that the theory behind the leopard being striped was because it was het pied was blown out of the water, which then means leopard was not attached to pied. It just started off from the pied stuff, and that's what people got. People was calling them het pied with markers, and yeah, so on and so forth. So hopefully that makes sense, guys, with that one.
Brilliant. Dale at Castle Constrictors, since I've been forced into leaving Patreons and tighten my belt due to the cost of living crisis, I would say the hobby's become a lot harder. You don't have the same level of support without it. It is hard at the minute. You know, prices are going up and people do need to make the sacrifices. And I think, you know, this is a hobby, and unfortunately family, health and roofs over our head will all have to come first. Dale, you know, my inbox is always open, man. You need to drop us a message, shoot us over a message. You know, good to chat, catch up. You've got my number, you've got my WhatsApp. You know, feel free to drop that a message. And I'm sure Gav is the exact same, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look over the comments. Where did you get with the comments, Mac? Have we answered people's questions or?
Yeah. I've been going down, been talking whilst you've been in and out. So we are up to Mrs. Mac going back to a meeting. I'm safe for a little bit longer. Yeah. Speaking of leopards, how's the Super Leopard project going, Gav? Weren't you doing it in collaboration with a friend?
Yeah. I mean, Super Leopards are there. He's produced some Super Leopard stuff, and it is really evident. Super Leopards. I'm taking my Super Leopard project into the sunset. As we've seen before, leopards sunsets and super leopard sunsets. I've got a bit of a unique idea with the Super Leopard sunset project. I want to do, I might as well say, I want to do Super Leopard ultra suns. So ultra male sunset, Super Leopard.
Dukes. Nice. Ian believes he's got some of Steve's leopards. Happy days. Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. You one of your hoodies featured earlier, mate, so you'll have to go back and watch that.
Yep.
Hello, Ryan. Hello, Liam from Snake Station. Hello. So I think the only thing that I've missed, Gav, is a shout out. I think that's the only thing I've got left to go over. Oh, hang on, I've got a few messages. Hang on. No, it's Sam. Sam, I'll get back to you after the show, buddy. Where's that link just gone? There we go. So my shout out for today, this week, is UK Arc. So the guys over there that are behind it, they're trying to push it and create a entity to mirror US Arc success. So at the minute, there's no memberships. They're not looking for any money or anything. They're just looking for support. So if you're not following UK Arc and you're in the UK, make sure you get over to their Instagram page, UK Arc _official. Make sure you drop them a follow. Okay. Yeah. And they've got the solo shout out this week, I think. I don't think. Have you got a shout out this week, Gav?
Yeah, no. Mine would have been the same, mate. So UK Arc. You know, a lot of people don't realise, or maybe they do. I've been promoting and supporting US Arc, which I will continue to do. And now UK Arc is great, and I think it's definitely the way forward.
We do need somebody with a voice for the breeders, and I don't just mean Royal Python breeders. I mean reptile breeders. Yeah. You've got the IN.
Well, I believe sometimes the IHS need a little bit of pulling back, let's say. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just feel sometimes the IHS have kind of lost their way a little bit, in my opinion. Doesn't mean I dislike the IHS. It just means I think they've lost their way. And I think a few of you guys in the UK, or a lot of you guys, will agree with me that I feel that they've lost their way over the years with what the IHS started out as. But there we go.
Yeah, I wasn't about to give the IHS praise then. I was about to say, I know we've got the IHS, but I think we need to remember the IHS is just a affiliated body of the FBH. They are no different to any other reptile or amphibian society out there that are affiliated with the FBH. The FBH, they don't seem to be communicating enough, especially for the breeders and the keepers. So hoping that UK Art can really step up to the plate here. There are other entities out there like Responsible Reptile Keeping. Please don't get it mixed up with Reptiles and Research, completely different entity. Responsible Reptile Keeping, who are trying to put informative videos together for us to share. You know, so they're not looking to fight the fight, but they're looking to give us the information to fight the fight.
The correct information.
Correct information, yeah. So the last video they put out is how many animals die within the first 5 years of being in the reptile pet industry, which they blew out the water within a 5-minute video. So if you haven't seen them as well, go check them out. They're really good. And I'm hoping they continue to push out the information that we can share and combat the misinformation and bullying tactics of the antis. So
Yeah,
that's really
definitely.
Good. Did I see Michael sneak in there? I did.
Yes,
Good morning, Mike.
Michael snuck in there. Good morning, Michael. And Dale has fixed. They have fixed his morph market store.
Get in. Nice one. The team are spot on.
That was quick, considering it's America and they should all be in bed by now.
Well, don't forget they have got team members across the globe, haven't they? So I know there's forget his name, who's in the UK. I apologize.
Eagle Serpents.
That's it. Yeah. LJ Noah, boss man, how do you know if a female is reabsorbed?
Where are we there? Say it's simple. So normally, if they go over past 25 millimeters, their chances are they're not going to reabsorb. What you'll find is a female, if she's reabsorbing, she probably won't lock anymore. She won't be feeding, and she won't be building. So it's just one of them.
Nice.
One of them.
That's got stepped down from the IHS. I've got no idea.
I don't know either.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Happily Fee, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Steve Walker, they need a change of mentality. They do. Hopefully with the way the landscape in the UK is changing, where people are taking responsibility for breeders' meetings, conferences, however you want to call it. And yeah, I'm hoping so. The problem with the IHS is they don't even take the FBH's advice. So the FBH, they state, and we've followed this closely, that you have to, to protect yourself, your club, your members only shows, members only breeders' meetings, however you want to put it. And the IHS don't even follow that. So until they sort of start taking ownership for what's going on, will it ever change? We don't know, but we can hope so. They have lost their identity, and we have become out of touch with the society.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a shame because. Go on.
No, it's all right. I was moving on, but obviously still going.
No, it's a shame because obviously, there was a lot of support. I had a lot of passion for the IHS back in the day, and they asked me to sit on the committee, but I felt it was just a exercise for them to say, oh, we've got someone younger on the committee or someone who's well known, whatever. I just felt it was an exercise, and they wouldn't listen to what I got to say. And when you put forward some, I've said this before, the email that I wrote regarding, the positive changes that they could do just got blown out. I was just like, you know what, this is obvious, there's no point in me being a part of it because you're not going to listen or even take on board some of the changes. This was when we were talking about social media, getting people like, Brian Barczyk as a president of the society back in the day, someone who's highly influenced as opposed to a herper, which I love herping. I love all the old guys. But a lot of people didn't know, they were complaining that they wasn't getting any young blood through the doors. And that was because it was being run by older people who were trying to get their mentors or their heroes, let's say, presidents of the IHS, instead of having someone that the younger generation could connect with. So I sent loads of stuff, and yeah, it is what it is. But they really need to get with the times.
Yeah. Kane C, take care. Send Mason our love, the little superhero.
Yep. Definitely, little Superman.
I think MJ, big hugs. Yeah, I haven't got anything.
Yeah, I think everything, dude.
Yeah, just if you haven't signed up for the BTU show yet, get over to Patreon. It's got it. So if you don't want to join the Patreon, that's fine.
You haven't got it.
You haven't got to join the Patreon. There's a separate tier for the BTU, and that is purely for BTU. The reason we do it that way is to protect the club and the breeders' meetings. We have
got to be members. Yeah, they have to be a member to.
Yeah.
Member of the BTU BC tier, which is £2.50 a month. You have to be a member to attend the BTU BC, which is in Birmingham Dale, the centre. Birmingham.
There is a very local train station. There's plenty of parking. Obviously, we don't want to shout out all the details publicly for people to get the wind. But yeah, all information is. If you want more specific information, though, just drop one of us a message. We'll let you know. Michael, don't forget to smash that like button. And Cuddle Time Critters, good morning, everyone. Matt, can you check I've done my form properly? Ian, yes, you have. I remember your name. 100% you were in. That's not too bad for me. Actually, Donny was just too far. Yeah. There's a good social being built around it as well, Dale. So there's a few coming up on the Friday, staying Friday night. There's plenty staying on the Saturday night. So yeah, it's looking good. Matt, please can you check I've done my form correctly too? Sam, yes, you're on there as well. I remember the names. The Patreon names I remember easily, but it's when I don't know somebody and I'm like, Gav, who's this?
Yeah.
And I have to. There's we try. I say we try. We vet everyone to make sure that we're getting the right people through. Sam's blacklisted, isn't he?
Ian just had to go and drop that one in there.
I was looking forward to saying no. Well, I was looking forward to Jordan with his. You need to bring your SIA badge, please, Gav, for Jordan.
Yeah.
For Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan's going to get. Jordan's going to get his. He's going to be promoted that day. I'm going to bring my SIA badge and put it on his arm so he can become officially a door person.
Steve will have a few wee drams on the Friday night, buddy. Don't you worry. Steve will be present with the bells on. Nice. James Fitzpatrick, it's great. We're getting more shows. No, James, this is where we're going wrong. It's not shows. Breeders' meetings, conferences. It's not a show.
Yeah.
No, Molly's allowed in, Sam. Molly's allowed in. How is the season going on? Mine's very late, around 4 months behind the usual schedule, Gav.
Yeah, I'm about 3 months behind. That was done on purpose, as we said before. I gave the females about a 2 month to 3 month more feeding period, but everything's starting to ovulate and pre-lay sheds. I've just had one pre-lay shed this morning, so hopefully we'll see some blackhead pied combos from that female. Fingers crossed. Cool.
Nice.
Absolutely awesome. Guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me. Show the show some love. Share the link on Instagram and your social medias. I really appreciate everyone who's joined live. If you're watching this and you re-watching this and because you came in late or you didn't get a chance to watch it, Thanks for your support, guys. Remember, drop a comment in the comment box below on YouTube. Let us know.
Not the live chat.
No, not the live chat. On the
not the
comment
live
box.
chat. The comments below.
In the comments below, let us know what you guys like about the show. If you want us to add us a different segment, maybe something different, we're always open to support the community. And if there's anything you guys feel we've missed, like a local event, breeder meeting, or you feel someone in the community deserves a special shout out because maybe they've helped you, then please let us know. We can give them a special shout out to do it as well, because this is, the People's Podcast. We want to make sure it's a positive podcast and just an informative podcast.
I like coming here to geek out on snakes.
Sorry?
I like to... hello? I like to geek out on snakes and talk about stuff and learn, because like I said it earlier, this is only my... Well, it's my first season, so like second to third year. Coming up to 2 years now, so I'm still learning. So when Gav goes on his tangents about leopard and he's running off screen and he's on these rabbit holes, I'm still learning as well. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
and it's
sometimes
nice.
I do go off on a little bit of a history lesson, let's say, but it's just stuff that I just brain dump on you guys, because it's also important to understand where stuff comes from and what the whole background of it was. And I don't know all the backgrounds on everything, but doing and being involved, watching in the background for all those years and not being involved as such, it's really done me well now, because I now understand where stuff comes from, why it's got that particular name, what was the origin of that, who had what, and it really helps you understand, like I said, as you're making stuff forward.
Yeah.
MJ shouted logo of the week. That's not a bad design. A bad idea.
A bad idea. We can you can do polls on Instagram, can't you, Gav?
Yes.
Oh, that could be a shout out. That could be a cracking. So what we could do is we could take some nominations from the Patreon, get them on Discord, get them on your Instagram with a bigger reach.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Nice. I like that. Good night, Ian. Are you off to bed, sweetheart? Have a good sleep, and we'll see you later this evening.
Yeah, definitely.
Ian works nights. He's not lazy. He works nights.
Bless him.
Bless him.
Right, then. Should we move on?
Yeah, I've got rats to clean.
Yeah, I've got to check on the rats. I've done the snakes. I've got to go and do some work as well. So it's all go. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Mac, as always, thanks for
peace. All the
being
best.
a part of it. And we will definitely see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining in. Again, use the comment box in the YouTube, not the live chat. Give us some ideas. If you want us to shout anyone out, a banger of the week, whatever you guys feel, hit us up and we will definitely try and accommodate you. But for now,
take care.
Guys, take care. See you later.
Au revoir.